Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video we're looking at the round 14 review of NRL SuperCoach in the 2024 season. So a bit of a tough week, a couple of unfortunate late outs and I guess a few players going off that we missed out on. 1,022 we scored in the end, which did see us drop 1,700 in the rank. But given some of the big scores that are around, it could have been a lot worse. So we'll cop that. We're still in the top 10k. We're still hanging about. So if you have a look at the team, went Harry Grant this week as captain. In the end, probably not the strongest choice. 60 is okay, but with people VCing and seeing players that were well into the 100 this week, it definitely was a bit of lost ground there. Brendan Hands with a 34, so I guess we have been successful somewhat in that he's made 88k. Still got a negative break even, so we'll hold him this week, but I think he is definitely around 16 buy flip. And Fanor Blake we bought in, so we bought in the big gun and he repaid us with 103. So that's why we wanted him in the team. He still lost money, which is unfortunate, but 103 points is worth more than that bit of cash we lost. Payne Haas with a 55, so a solid return from Origin, but the Broncos, I guess, as a collective, were underwhelming. I was at the game, and they just seemed a bit flat. At least the crowd did anyway, which I was okay with. Liam Henry, 82, unexpected. I didn't actually see the stats from this game, so we'll have a quick look. Sorry, he scored well, but another try. So look at that 3-rounder. That's mint, won't play round 16, which is a bit of a concern, but he won't score tries every week too. We have been very fortunate there, either side of that round 13. So, we'll hold him maybe a couple more weeks. And then, once his price has peaked, we'll sort of get rid of him, I think. Sam Hughes with a 35, probably played a few more minutes than anticipated with all the injury carnage at the Dogs. So, he's definitely one we could get rid of this week, but it might be a useful number for 16 and 17. Fafita with an 81 was our vice captain, and in hindsight we should have took that, but I was hoping for a little bit more from Big Dave. That try where he ran over Cody Walker, that's why we've got him. Guy Pearce-Paul and Britton Nickera with 60s, so nice return from them. Joshy Curran unfortunately went off with that ugly-looking concussion, and luckily got the bye this week, so we don't have to concern ourselves with him being off the team sheets because they're not playing. The halves this week, so we're a bit disappointing all round. Burton with a 39. You unfortunately don't get style points for the massive spiral bombs he puts up. Could have got a try assist, I suppose, if that one that was really dirty got away from Gutho wasn't called back for offside. But I guess as well, the Dogs, rightly so, targeted the opposite edge. So it was a tough one for Burton, but no need to panic there. Dylan Brown with a 50, so I guess, he couldn't get through that right edge defence with, Steve Crichton on top of his game at the moment. Absolutely killing it. Lockie Galvin, 28 was disappointing, and news has come out that he's been playing injured. So if anything, it's just put more respect on his name. But there is a chance that we do miss him the next few weeks when, that was the key reason for holding, was that value he was going to offer us, scoring points during the tough bye rounds coming up. So we may have to reassess that. Max Plath was on the bye. He can come in. That's fine. Jacob Kiraz with the 64 in the end. Again, all the play was down the other side of the field. So it was really just his work rate which got him to a 64. Iro with the 50 is solid. He's losing a bit of cash. He's one we could trade before round 16. But pretty sure the Sharks do play round 19, which is one we're struggling to cover. don't play round 20 though, so he might be a flip in round 20, but we'll just reassess how we're at. Ruben Garrick with a 93 is a great return. David Armstrong was a late out. It sounds like he's got a bit of an injury. Wish we knew about that a bit earlier, but that's okay. We'll cop that. Probably meant we would have copped like a 35 from Sam Hughes, I think. Talangi with a 69, scored a good try, and looked, pretty good whenever he was around. Jacob Gagai scoring a try as well. So with South finding a bit of form, he might be worthwhile holding on to. He did drop a little bit of value, but 63 will sort of do a bit to reset his break even. Scott Drinkwater was a little bit disappointing with the 45. It seems like the teams that backed up big from Origin, so the Cowboys and the Broncos being the top two, really struggled to back it up in week 14. So that's the team. If we have a look at the game day, it's not good reading for myself. Losing all three head-to-heads in the SuperCoach Nuff leagues, albeit a narrow loss to Archer by 5 points in the first league. So we'll have a look. So captain Fafita, so that was probably the difference in the end. If I'd VC'd, I could have matched that. But again, I'm playing multiple leagues, so you do what you got to do. Dan Gagai with 100 was good. He had Fenor Blake as well and Garrick. Seyfarth on the bench with 88 stings a bit. But other than that, it was pretty close. But I guess Griffin Meme stands out straight away with a 1402. Pretty sure that was clearing away the highest score. A couple of 1300s or close there too. But 1400, you can see Zach Lomax with a 170. He updated quite nicely. Latrell with a 150, who he VC'd. Jerome Hughes tonned up. And I think Wishart tonned up too. So it didn't matter which way you went with the Melbourne halves. They carved up on Sunday. Had Garrick, Fafita. So, didn't miss too many. Had Henry on the bench as well, which was a luxury. So, monster score there from Justin. If we go back to matchups in the second head-to-head, the Cook Stars. So 1,069. I know Wayne was way up in the overall, so may have come back to earth a little bit, but looks like ended up playing one short. That's not ideal. So got caught out with round 14, but perhaps, and captaining Galvin. I don't know if that was the strongest play, but there was definitely, a thought behind it. It just didn't work out. But had Brian Toto with a 171, and getting 79 from your auto emergency is pretty good too. So, still probably doing better than me overall, so I can't say too much. Any monster scores in this league? Team Rob with a 1425. Well, let's have a look at that. So I had Latrell, Cody Walker with 103, Brian Toto, nice. Just I guess the big three just must have been collectively. Had Ben Travojevic, which was good. Sean Lane with 62 is pretty good. Return. Yeah, just worked out. Those couple of big hitters, and I guess if you managed to captain or vice captain one of them, you did pretty well this week. Third league, another narrow-ish loss, 19 points in it to the Castor Seagulls. So Captain Fafita again could have probably won 2 head-to-heads if I had just gone with Fafita's score, but had Latrell, which didn't help. Like Bailey and Chan, like I had them covered, just didn't have Latrell covered, basically. So that's all good. Any big scores here? Probably the biggest in this league is a 12-10, so probably seems to be a slightly weaker league, but I guess this was the one we created for the latecomers, which is fine. So Liam sitting top of the table, no wonder. Got Jerome Hughes killing it. Kai Pearce-Paul. Faye Lungo did all right, 53. Luke Brooks as the emergencies worked out well. And VC Latrell. So there you go. That's where most of the points come from. So I guess in terms of trades this week, probably the plan is not to trade. It's only the Bulldogs on bye. I do have a few of their assets, but we can cover. Like Asako will come back in. Not sure what's going on with Armstrong, so we might just swing Talangi in. He looks pretty well locked in. Galvin may be out, so we'll swap him out. So we might actually be starting to run out of options here. Smith, where am I getting Smith from? Burton and Brown. So let's take the reserves off. We'll go Crichton, Smithies. They're all playing. Hands is playing. It might be, if Armstrong's not up, it might be Liam Henry this week. So we can get a 17. If Galvin, Armstrong are injured, we do have Gagai as the auto emergency. Against the Broncos, I think the Broncos will bounce back. So probably not that keen to look at that as an option. But I guess captain, vice captain, we'll just have a quick look. So Sharks, Dolphins on Thursday night. Nothing really exciting. Maybe Drinkwater against the Raiders. The Raiders have been pretty good. Tigers and Gold Coast, so surely Fafita. I think, we might have to go Scott Drinkwater as the VC because pretty keen to target Fafita against the Tigers on a Saturday afternoon. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I guess ideally not doing trades, trying to keep it nice and simple. It probably does come down to team list, which will be out later today, given the game yesterday. So we'll wrap the video up there and discuss that more at a later date. As always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below the video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL SuperCoach content. Subscribe for all of the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.